What's up, fight fans? Thank you once again for coming through. Much appreciated. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. It's good to be wrong. I can't lie to you. It feels good to be wrong. So I predicted that David Lemieux would beat Billy Joe Saunders. I said it would be a close fight, but I said David Lemieux will beat him. I thought that Billy Joe Saunders going away from home was a big ask for the first time. Yes, he's done it as an amateur, but going away for the first time into enemy territory, I thought might be a lot to do, right? They're both closely ranked. A lot of people have Billy Joe ranked number 4, David Lemieux ranked number 5. So this was, in a sense, a 50-50 fight with home advantage. So when you look at it like that, it made me feel like David Lemieux would probably just edge it because of that. I thought it was more than a boxer versus a puncher. I feel like David Lemieux, well, after yesterday's performance, I'm not sure, but I actually felt that it was a better boxer than given credit for. He's got some good victories as well. Most recently, Curtis Stevens, who's always been in around the top 10, was a good victory. Gab Rosado, a year and a half ago. Rosado has lost, but Rosado does lose to good people. Again, a good victory. So I kind of felt like this was a step up. It was a step up for Billy Joe Saunders. Remember, David Lemieux's been in there with the likes of Ggg as well. And yeah, he got smashed by Ggg, but I said that was the best Ggg I've ever seen. That Ggg that night was the best Ggg I've ever seen. And Billy Joe has had some not so great performances. Was it Arkavov? I can't remember the guy's name. Didn't look good when coming back there. Looked okay against William Monroe, but I still felt we needed to see more before we can put him in with the likes of Danny Jacobs and Ggg and Canelo, or even people maybe at 168, or Demetrius Andrade that's now come up from 154. You wanted to see a performance. I was like, okay, you can hang with the big boys. Yes, you've got a title, but in boxing nowadays, it doesn't really mean much for me. I wanted to see, can Billy Joe hang with the big boys? And unquestionably, he certainly can. That performance yesterday was a shutout away from home. I gave David Lemieux 1 round, maybe 2 if I'm being very generous. All the other rounds I gave to Billy Joe, and the scorecards I think reflected that. I think it was 120, 108, which is just unreal away from home. Unreal. It's pretty much unheard of. The last time I remember seeing that was Ndonga versus Ricky Burns. A shutout away from home is just an incredible performance. An incredible performance. If Billy Joe Saunders had a bit of snap in his punches, he could be something very special. Right now, for me, he's good. In fact, he's very good. That was a fantastic performance. And I said in a video I did prior to this, so I done a video about 4 or 5 days ago when I said that it's make or break for Billy Joe. Not make or break, but I said this is basically this is it. This is the acid test, right? I said let's give us the fans a reason to want to see Ggg versus Billy Joe, because right now it's Ggg Canelo, and I want to see an undisputed champ. But at the same time, I want to see that if Billy Joe does go against Ggg, so if that fight was made tomorrow, do we give Billy Joe a chance? And the question is, we give him a chance. Still, look, it's still very slim because I think Ggg is fantastic, but you give him a chance on the basis of that performance because you know this guy can box and not get hit. And yesterday was against a power puncher, and at a post-fight press conference, you wouldn't even know he was in a fight. There wasn't a touch on him. It was a fantastic performance. I don't buy David Lemieux's response that he gave to Max Kellerman that he hurt his hand in the second round. I think his left hand. I think he just got outschooled, and that's a bad performance from him. I mean, look, you look at it now in terms of Canadian boxing. Boute's kind of gone. John Pascal retired over the week. Adonis Stevenson's near 40. David Lemieux really is the flag bearer, and the flag bearer for Canadian boxing just got absolutely destroyed. For Billy Joe, it was a case of rolling the dice and coming up with all your numbers, right? You fought away from home, which is always going to be risky, but away from home represented more money. But then when you win away from home represents a bigger win than if you were to fight at the Copper Box or Wembley Arena, because you're fighting away from home. It's good for the Ingle camp, Dominic Ingle. I think to have another, if you like, marquee fighter on the books. I mean, Kell Brook still is marquee for me. To have another one in Billy Joe Saunders, it's good for the camp. Those guys will push each other. Those guys have sparred with each other, so it's fantastic. Kell Brook was over there supporting him as well, but I'm super stoked for him. I'm so happy about the performance. I'm always happy when British fighters, because I am British, number one, when British fighters can go over and do a job on other fighters, because it's almost been the case where we send some other fighters over there and they don't perform. But this was a fantastic performance. It wasn't Bute Froch, don't get me wrong, it wasn't Calzaghe Lacey, but nonetheless it was a great performance by Billy Joe, who for me after that performance has probably jumped past Danny Jacobs as being the number 3 on the middleweight list. You know, I've almost got joint seconds if I'm honest with you. So I honestly have Ggg as number 1, then Canelo, Danny Jacobs and Billy Joe all vying for that second place. But it makes for some good fights. Because now we no longer have a dominant number 1 and 2. We've now got four legit guys in the division who all think they're number 1. And that's what makes good matchups. And it's the same in the heavyweight division. We've got 5 or 6 guys that think they're the best. Now we've got 4 guys in the middleweight division. Chuck Charlo into that. Chuck Demetrius Andrade into that. And we've got some great fights for 2018.